Hey, what's up guys? Steve here. And today we're going to take a look at the 50 highest selling 1987 through 1994 Michael Jordan basketball cards from the Fanatics weekly auction that ended on August 18th. And kicking today's list off at number 50 is this 1991 Skybox featuring Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen with card number 462. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $43.20. Up next at number 49 is this 1992 Skybox USA Basketball Magic Johnson on Michael Jordan, card number 105. This was a PSA 10 that received 5 bids, and it sold for $45.60. Coming in at number 48 is Michael Jordan's 1991 Skybox card number 583. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $45.60. Up next at number 47 is Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1988 Fleer basketball set with card number 120. This was a BGS 7.5 that received 12 bids, and it sold for just short of $50. Coming in at number 46 is this 1993 Skybox Premium Dynamic Dunks Michael Jordan, card number D4. This Jordan was in a PSA 8 that received 18 bids, and it sold for just over $50. Up next at number 45 is this 1989 North Carolina Collegiate Promo Michael Jordan, card number 65. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $52.80. Coming in at number 44 is this 1991 Upper Deck Magic Johnson vs. Michael Jordan, card number 34. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $54 even. Up next at number 43 is this 1992 Skybox USA Basketball Michael Jordan, card number 45. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $55.20. Coming in at number 42 is this 1994 Collector's Choice Michael Jordan, card number 204. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $62.40. Up next at number 41 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Upper Deck with card number 171. This was a PSA 10 that received 8 bids, and it also sold for $62.40. Coming in at number 40 is this 1993 Hoops Michael Jordan, card number 28. This was a PSA 10 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $64.80. Up next at number 39 is this 1992 Impel Olympic Cards Basketball Michael Jordan, card number 12. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it also sold for $64.80. Make that back-to-back Dream Team cards at number 38 with this 1991 Skybox USA Michael Jordan, card number 534. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $69.60. Coming in at number 37 is Michael Jordan's 1991 Panini Foil sticker with sticker number 190. This was a PSA 8 that received 13 bids, and it also sold for just short of $70. Up next at number 36 is this 1991 Hoops USA Michael Jordan, card number 579. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $72 even. Coming in at number 35 is this 1991 Skybox Michael Jordan, card number 39. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $74.40. Up next at number 34 is this 1992 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 425. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $81.60. Coming in at number 33 is this 1992 Upper Deck Fanimation featuring Larry Bird and Michael Jordan with card number 510. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $86.40. We're headed back to the 1980s at number 32 with Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set with card number 21. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it also sold for $86.40. Coming in at number 31 is this 1992 Upper Deck McDonald's Michael Jordan, card number P5. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $88.80. And kicking off the top 30 of today's list is this 1993 Finest Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 9 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $93.60. Up next at number 29 is this 1993 Ultra Michael Jordan, card number 30. This Jordan was in a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $98.40. Coming in at number 28 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Ultra Base card with card number 27. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $105.60. Up next at number 27 is this 1992 Upper Deck Fanimation Larry Bird and Michael Jordan, card number 510. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $110.40. Up next at number 26 is Michael Jordan's Team MVPs card from the 1992 Upper Deck basketball set with card number TM1. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $112.80. Coming in at number 25 is this 1990 North Carolina Collegiate Promo Michael Jordan, card number NC1. This was a PSA 10 that received 25 bids, and it also sold for $112.80. Up next at number 24 is this 1991 Fleer Pro Visions Michael Jordan, card number 2. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $120. Coming in at number 23 is this 1994 Skybox Emotion Michael Jordan, card number 100. This was a PSA 10 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $132. Up next at number 22 is this 1992 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 23. This was a PSA 10 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $144. Coming in at number 21 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Ultra Award winner card with card number 1. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $174. And we're headed back to the 1980s to kick off the top 20 with this 1989 Panini Michael Jordan Spanish sticker, sticker number 254. This was a BGS 9 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $180. Up next at number 19 is this 1993 Fleer NBA Superstars Michael Jordan, card number 7. This was a PSA 10 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $186. Coming in at number 18 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Panini Foil sticker with sticker number 102. This was a PSA 9 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $186. We're headed back to the 1980s at number 17 with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 17. This was an SGC 9 that received 16 bids, and it also sold for $186. Up next at number 16 is this 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 26. This was a PSA 10 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $192. Coming in at number 15 is this 1992 Ultra All-NBA Michael Jordan, card number 4. This was a PSA 10 that received 25 bids, and it sold for just short of $200. Up next at number 14 is this 1994 Collector's Choice Silver Signature Michael Jordan, card number 402. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $210. Coming in at number 13 is this 1993 Ultra Power in the Key Michael Jordan, card number 2. This was a PSA 8 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $234. Up next at number 12 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1990 Hoops basketball set with card number 65. This was a PSA 10 that received 19 bids, and it sold for $300 even. Coming in at number 11 is this 1993 Ultra All-NBA Michael Jordan, card number 2. This was a PSA 10 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $348. And we're headed back to the 1980s to kick off the top 10 of today's list with this 1987 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 59. This was a PSA 8 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $408. Up next at number 9 is this 1990 Skybox Prototype Michael Jordan, card number 41. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $444. Coming in at number 8 is this 1992 Fleer Team Leader Michael Jordan, card number 4. This was a PSA 9 that received 30 bids, and it sold for $552. Up next at number 7 is this 1987 MarketCom Sports Illustrated Michael Jordan, card number 16. This was a BGS 8 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $900 even. Coming in at number 6 is this 1988 Panini Supersport Italian Michael Jordan, card number 141. This was a PSA 9 that received 31 bids, and it sold for $990. Alright guys, and before we get to the top 5, I did pull aside 12 bonus cards to share with you today. We'll start off with this 1992 Hoops NBA Championship featuring Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler with card number TR1. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $43.20. For our second bonus card, we get Michael Jordan's 1992 Fleer All-Stars with card number 6. This was a PSA 7 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $40.80. Up next is Michael Jordan's 1993 Stadium Club Beam Team insert with card number 4. This was a BGS 7 that received 15 bids, and it also sold for just over $40. For our fourth bonus card, I found this 1993 Fleer Living Legends Michael Jordan, card number 4. This was a PSA 7 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $39.60. Up next is Michael Jordan's 1991 Upper Deck Award winner holograms with card number AW1. This hologram was in a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $37.20. For our sixth bonus card, I ran across this 1994 SP Championship die cut Michael Jordan, card number 4. This die cut was in a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $37.20. Up next is Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1990 Fleer basketball set with card number 5. This was a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $33.60. For our eighth bonus card, I found this 1991 Skybox USA Barcelona team card featuring Michael Jordan. This was a PSA 9 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $32.40. Up next is Michael Jordan's base card from the inaugural 1992 Stadium Club basketball set with card number 210. This was a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $31.20. And for our 10th bonus card, we get this 1989 Hoops Michael Jordan, card number 200. This was a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $30 even. Up next is this 1993 Skybox Premium Michael Jordan card number 45. This was a PSA 9 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $25.20. And for our 12th and final bonus card, I found this 1992 Topps Gold Michael Jordan card number 141. This gold parallel was in a SGC 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $24 even. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is this 1988 Kenner starting lineup Michael Jordan, card number 39. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 22 bids, and it sold for $990. Up next at number 4 is this 1990 Action Pack Promo Gold Michael Jordan. This was a PSA 9 that received 34 bids, and it sold for $1,290. Coming in at number 3 is this 1991 Hoops Michael Jordan Auto, card number 30. This was a PSA DNA authenticated auto that received 19 bids, and it sold for $3,720. Up next at number 2 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings insert with card number 5. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 43 bids, and it sold for $5,160. And topping off today's list at number 1 is this 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team Michael Jordan, card number 1. This Jordan insert was in a PSA 10 that received 52 bids, and it sold for $6,300. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.